Hello, time for some Go Battle League. We have an awful lead to start, and I'm gonna bring in the Pelipper. Now, by the time you're seeing it, it is October, spooky season, and I got this Costume Shiny Ninetales from a year ago from that last Halloween event, and finally gonna be using it in Go Battle League. And I thought there was going to be no hope when I saw this Registeel, but they kept letting the weather balls go. And kadoosh, I got the alignment. I'm in a way better position. Now, they would probably be, had they just gained the energy, all the energy they could, they'd be in a decent position. And they swap out of the Swampert, so that allows me to bring in the Ninetales up against this Metacham. And I still have a healthy Superior that can actually battle quite nicely up against the Metacham. I get to that one last Weather Ball, which is going to be very vital. And I meant to click on the Superior, but oh well. I've lost a chance to sack the Pelipper, but a release is going to be enough to knock out. Yep. And that's a win. I stalled out the timer and was able to just take out the Registeel with the Weather Balls. And also, Weather Ball time. They get to a Psychic when I get to a Psyshock, so just going to throw the more energy efficient move, Shield the Psychic. And I can throw Weather Balls, and I don't have to worry too much about Ice Punch, because I'm a Fire type. Now I do want the alignment, so I'm going to commit my last Shield. I'm scared of not being able to get the farm down, so I just throw. I'm not sure, we may have tied. But they have a Dugong. I have no shield, so this is kind of a worry a bit. Although I will be able to survive an Icy Wind. I get the last shield. But my goal right now is gonna get some energy banked. I didn't want to get stuck in to the aerial ace thrown by Gligo, which would have just KO'd. So, one before getting to the Frenzy Plant, I swapped out, and the Weather Ball brought this thing to red. And I get to one more Weather Ball. Thankfully, I'm low enough where the energy this Dugong will get is minuscule. And that Vine Whip gave me the Frenzy Plant for the KO. And now here is where I have changed up the moveset into Overheat. But of course, Lantern is like, oh no, I don't want to throw any of these fire moves up against it, so bring in the Milk Tank, and I just wanted to change up the team because, yeah, Lantern's in the lead, having a Superior to deal with it, yep, good, but my two other Pokemon are bad, and I don't want to sacrifice the Ninetales, so Milk Tank. A safe swap, good Pokemon, and one shield. Steelix, well, they're going to be absorbing the energy. Puny, the Thunderbolt is up against the ground, but got the fire. I got the fire. And they're bringing the Lantern, okay. I survive the surf, and I bring in the Superior. Superior just walls Lantern, thankfully. Gonna go for the double Frenzy Plant, loaded up. Are they gonna let it go? Yes, I do. Let's go. Now another Frenzy Plant to be thrown. Definitely gonna get shielded up. Oh, it's not. I can throw the Aerial Ace. I guess I expected a bait. Almost out. Let's go. One hit. And just in case some funny business, weather ball, swap in. Let's go. Very unnecessary, but I got the win. And we have a Galvantula. This is going to get burnt up. They have the higher attack, so they win the charge move priority. I knew it was a lunge. I expected it. This will still threaten, and they swap out into Metacham. And with my shield advantage, I'm going to be comfortably in a good position. They were doing real good damage with the counters, but Frenzy Plant's going to change that. Power Punch. Oh. I think that was Power Punch. They're almost out. Okay, they take me out. Time for to shield myself up. Then get Power Punch. Well, gonna go straight for the weather ball because I don't want to have the energy be thrown. And yeah, this Gumby is gonna be toast. They're not gonna be able to one-shot my Milk Tank. Milk Tank's gonna overkill with the Body Slam after they Brave Bird. Yippee! Okay, let's see what we have up next. We have a Charger Bug. This is weak to fire. It does not like fighting fire types at all. But they do get the shield out of me. I am a little worried about discharge. I'm going to go for the overheat, and I'm definitely going to instantly regret it because he gets shielded up. But I can bring in Superior. And Ice Punch is going to land on me. And I land a Fence Plant, which puts me in a good position. Although I'm going to let the Superior go and get the farm down with Ninetales. And oh my gosh. Greninja. Okay, Milk Tank, you got a tall task. Got a no shield, a Hydro Cannon. I survive a very bulky Pokemon. And I'm going to throw the Body Slam. I kind of wanted to get one extra rollout in before throwing. I used my last shield. I thought I needed one extra rollout in before throwing, but I survived the Night Slash and Thunderbolt for the knockout. Let's go. Milk Tank 1 HP on a Dream. Nuisance to battle up against. You know, this is a fair matchup. They can throw cross shops sooner than I can throw weather balls. Oh, and they bring in the Lantern. Well, I have that overheat charged up too. And I'm just going to absorb the Thunder from the Lantern onto my Superior. And I'm going to throw the Frenzy Plant after having another one banked up. And I'm going to throw the next Frenzy Plant. And that gets a shield. Putting some real good shield pressure. I really enjoy using this team. And the final Pokemon is a tree, the Trevenant. That's going to get nuked by the weather balls. Overheat for the KO just to make sure for the win. Now we have a Talonflame to go up against. Okay. So the thing here is I cannot have my Superior lined up against this. But Milk Tank I choose to bring in because I kind of want to save the Ninetales. They have an Azumarill. The very tanky bunny. The counter they have to my Ninetales. I'm going to throw it back to back. Thunderbolts, and this one gets shielded. Could have thrown the Body Slam. But I'm not going to shield. We have a shield piece, and I'm just going to get some energy on my Superior. And taking out the Talonflame, I'm gonna be putting in some hope that I can Aerial Ace and chip down that Talonflame. I get a shield, and I'm like, okay. So I didn't have the overheat banked, but I get to it. Boom! They're almost out. Gonna shield up because they're about to get taken out. And it's a Ferrothorn in the back. That is just incredible. I survived, powered as a fire type, and this overheat, even though attack has fallen, does plenty of damage against double weak to fire. And now we have a bad lead. It was bound to happen. Going to be catching the mud bomb onto my milk tank. And for some reason, they are going to stay in. So they must be like, okay, I want to take out this cow with my Stunfisk. I'm thinking like, oh, what do they want to use up against my Ninetales then? I'm like, okay, I'm stuck in staying in, but Body Slam's going to chip away. Well, it's doing barely anything, but I get the KO. I have very little health, so I'm happy with this. And I found the knocked out, which this would have been a big problem up against my Superior if they've gotten my Ninetales out, and then Superior was my last Pokemon, so very happy to have this alignment. They picked the wrong Pokemon to bring in. And they bring in the Jellicent now, which I can just counter with my Superior. Shadow Ball, though, that is dangerous. I'm gonna throw the Frenzy Plant. Does it land? It does not. Can I get to an Aerial Ace? I could have thrown an Aerial Ace, but I lose the charge move priority. So it's up to Ninetales. I should have thrown the Aerial Ace, then the Frenzy Plant, but Ninetales can thankfully clean up for my misplay. Ninetales just carrying with the overheat and Weather Ball. And now we have another neutral matchup. And I'm going to throw the Weather Ball just before the overheat. And I get the shield, which is very nice. But they get a shield on me with the Trailblaze. I would have been comfortable taking that hit. This hit, I'd rather take a Trailblaze without the attack boost than a Thunder Punch. Attack boosted, but I get the knockout from the Weather Ball. Shield piece, they gave up alignment. And Deoxys. So, gonna of course bring in the non-normal type because I don't want to face that counters for my milk tank. And interestingly, they just throw the Psycho Boost. Okay, with debuffing themselves. Frenzy Plant gets them to under half health. Now the Psycho Boost. Psycho Boost is doing good damage, but they're getting debuffed. I catch that third Psycho Boost onto my milk tank. The low enough health that I'm like, okay. They can get some energy from counter, but attack's debuffed enough. And this Shadow Swampert, they must have been celebrating. They dragged out my Superior, and it all makes sense why they stayed in. Because they would have gotten nuked from the Superior, but the cow takes out that Swampert. Superior comes in to finish what is started up against the Deoxys. Now let's see, we have a Lucario. Well, this Lucario is toast. And I'm going to catch that Rock Slide onto the Superior. And oh my gosh, what a call by me to bring in the Superior. Gonna throw the Frenzy Plant, and then they're gonna bring back the Lucario. Nope, they bring in the Talonflame, and I'm like, oh no. It's a bit of a problem. I need to commit both shields for Milk Tank. Thankfully, they throw a move because they don't want to have to shield another Aerial Ace. They bring back Lucario, and Lucario is going to get countered by the Ninetales. And I need to save my shield for Milk Tank to take down that Talonflame. Going to just be throwing the weather balls. It's going to chip away enough. And they really know this is the only hope, so they need to preserve the health. They do take me out. I need to get to 1 Body Slam. I'm not sure if they had 2 Flame Charges ready. I doubt it. But here, the Body Slam for the win. The cow, the Milk Tank, takes it home. Takes the victory home. Now, Glaring Stunfisk. They're going to get to the Rock Slide before I get to a Weather Ball, so they're in a good position. Bit of a tricky scenario. But for some reason, they swap into Lickitung, so I'm going to bring in my Milk Tank against Lickitung after landing the Overheat because I don't want to have my attack lowered. And I'm just going to be throwing some an undercharged Body Slam first, getting shield, amazing. I mean, I don't want to be capped at energy, but also their Body Slam's going to be chipping away at me. So I need to start throwing, and I get the KO. The next Body Slam. They have a Medicham to counter, but they can't get much farm against me. And I know, Ninetales can deal with this Medicham, and my Superior can deal with the Glaring Stunfisk. But they land that Psychic. That's a pretty hefty bit of damage, but Superior, the tank, can absorb these rock slides. Frenzy Plant, it can take them out from this range. And Medicham does not like Frenzy Plant either, so great for me. But also Aerial Ace from this range can do a good chunk. And I throw another Aerial Ace. And I miss some bubbles, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? What was I doing? But I get the win still. Now, one more battle. We are living the dream. We bring out their Azumarill. And I bring in my Superior. Gonna throw the Frenzy Plant. Another Frenzy Plant. Gonna get the last shield. And then I'm gonna choose to protect the Superior so I can take that Azumarill out with one more Frenzy Plant. And that is gonna put me in an amazing position. Now, they're gonna be taking me out. They're gonna have some good energy, but I still have a shield. I can shield up a Jolrun. And that's what I'm gonna do, because Jolrun would take me out, potentially. But I'm just gonna overheat, because overheat's gonna nuke, bring down them to red. And for some reason, I want to bring the cow. I don't want to have my Ninetales get taken out. I try to go farm down with Fallout. I get the farm down. And then Thunderbolt for the win. Thank you for watching the video if you stayed. This team was really good. I definitely recommend it. I didn't have a lot of losses before using this team, but it's still a really good team. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.